Welcome to Messages from the Universe with Laurie Wondra. Laurie is an internationally renowned psychic medium, author, and shamanic practitioner, sharing insights from angels, guides, wisdom keepers, and teachers of the universe that help you navigate life's mysteries and transformations.
Hello, I am Laurie Wondra, and thank you for listening. It's hard to believe that we are in January of 2026. What is up with the energy of this month? Now, I know many of you are curious about closing out the last cycle, the meaning behind that, what's ahead for all of us over the next 9 years. Of course, we move away from the year of 9 into the year of 1. We move away from the year of the snake into the year of the fire horse. We have Saturn moving in. So those are all huge topics. And those are topics for up and coming podcasts. So next week, I'm going to talk about our soul's reflection of what 2025 taught us. The week after that is I'm going to do a deeper dive into what each zodiac sign will experience in a depth in the overall year of 2026. And I'll continue to layer it through because it's just, quite honestly, so much information. I want to stretch it out a little bit so it's just a little bit easier to digest. So this podcast, we are solely focused on the energies of January of 2026 because it is a month of heart illumination. It's foundation rebirth and purpose activation. And as the veil lifts on 2026, January arrives not only as the first month of this new universal cycle, but as a beacon of fresh energy. And after the deep closures and spiritual resets of 2025, January opens with the full moon in Cancer. It's followed by the new moon in Capricorn, which are both two potent lunations that shape how we begin this new cycle. The cosmic invitation is incredibly clear. Let your heart lead while your steps stay grounded. Now, this month asks us to balance feelings and form, intuition and structure, inspiration and discipline. And the energies of 2025 are all about anchoring new from a foundation of emotional clarity and soul vision. So in this podcast, I'm going to cover the numerology insights. We're in a universal month of 2 in a universal year of 1. I mentioned the full moon in Cancer on January 3rd, which is about heart illumination and emotional release. The new moon in Capricorn on January 18th is about building the anchored structure of purpose and other planetary influences that help shape this month's energy foundation. And then I will cover each zodiac sign and what they can experience as we move into this January energy. So first, let's take a look at the numerology of January 2026. Well, we begin 2026 under the umbrella of a new universal year. And we get that universal year by taking 2 plus 2 plus 6, which is 10, reduced down to 1. And the universal month is number 2. And how we get that is January is the first month of the year, so that's 1. And we add that 1 to the universal year of 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2. Now, universal year is about the birth vibration of leadership, originality, new identities, and the initiation of a new 9-year cycle. The number 1 invites fresh starts, in fact, bold steps, and the emergence of a new version of self. Now, January is the first month, but that universal month of the number 2 represents the vibration of intuition, partnership, sensitivity, balance, and emotional intelligence. So we have this 2/1 dynamic between the universal month and the universal year. It sets a tone where the drive to begin, which is the number 1, is shaped. It's softened or refined through collaboration and compassion and inner listening. And that's the number 2. So the key themes of January, or this 2-1 frequency, is alignment through intuition rather than force, building foundations through partnerships, collaboration, or supportive alliances, emotional attunement, guiding practical beginnings, and harmonizing the masculine and the feminine energies. It's also about allowing ideas to find coherence, connection, and sustainable flow. In the context of a universal year of one, January is not about scattered ambition. It's about defined purpose. And the universe is asking, what will you begin now? But it takes it a step further because it also asks us, how will you build so that what you begin lasts? This is a month of setting your foundation. It's setting foundation in clarity and values and aligned intention so that as you move forward, you move from a place of rooted power. You're not chasing light, but you're embodying it. So let's jump into this full moon in Cancer, which is January 3rd. And I feel like this ends these last intense full moons that we experienced through October, November, and December of 2025. This theme of January 3rd's full moon is about heart illumination and emotional release. The energetic currents of January begin with this powerful full moon in Cancer, at 13 degrees Cancer, and it's a deeply emotional, more of a soul lunation that asks us to feel before we act. Cancer is the sign of home. It's about roots and heart and emotional depth, and it brings us into the spaces of inner security and, of course, vulnerability. So this full moon is actually a portal for releasing old emotional weights. It's about reclaiming inner safety and illuminating the soul's longing for beginnings. And you might say, well, I did all that in 2025, but we've got this 1 month yet. And actually the full energy of the new year doesn't start until the Chinese New Year, and that's not until February. So we're still doing some cleaning out of old energies. But the key energies, the sun being in Capricorn opposing this moon, creates this energy of where structure meets sensitivity and work means heart. So things need to come through the heart or from the heart. Then we've got Saturn in Pisces, and that is going to add more depth, calling us to discern between emotional conditioning and spiritual truth. And lastly, we've got Neptune in Pisces, and that's really supporting grace and release and compassion. So even though we might be tired of releasing old emotional weights, we have the support of the planets to do it with grace and with compassion. Now, spiritually, the opportunities are about emotional purification. So this would be a time to go ahead and release, forgive. Don't hold back tears. If you feel like you need to cry, that's a great release. I also believe this full moon is going to allow a deeper connection with our inner child, seeing our inner child and honoring that inner child, sensing what the heart truly needs beyond any fear that we might have been carrying in the past. This is also a time about strengthening our roots, our emotional and our ancestral, and definitely our spiritual groundings. Then we have a super powerful new moon in Capricorn on January 18th, and that carries the theme of building the anchored structure of purpose. So later in January at 28 degrees Capricorn, this new moon arrives and it casts this energetic blueprint for the year ahead. Capricorn is the ever builder. It's going to use all the skills that it has, but it also asks us, how do you align your ambition with your soul integrity? And what structure supports your deeper calling? If you don't feel like you have proper foundation or structure, this could be a struggle for you. So taking time and pausing to build that foundation is energy well spent. This also, I believe, is a time of initiation. It's a moment of planting the seeds for sustainable growth. Think about you've cleared away the old growth, you've plowed up the field, You've put some fertilizer and nutrients down. You've watered it. You've put the seeds in. The energy now is waiting. But if you haven't prepared enough, those seeds are not going to grow. This energy is not flashy, but it is steady and it's foundational and it's wise. So plan wisely. The key energies at this time with the planets are Saturn sitting in Pisces, sextiles this new moon. And that's about spiritual vision finds form. So it's dreams and vision come into concrete form. And then we have Pluto's recent shift towards Aquarius, and that energizes more transformative energies, more energy in the area of power structures. And lastly, we have Jupiter in Leo, and that encourages bold expression, though it must be framed by Capricorn's discipline. So it's got some boundaries and some restrictions that you might not like, but are necessary at this time. The spiritual opportunities are laying down durable, energetic, and material foundations. How many times do you think that your spiritual life needs to have foundation? But it really does. That's where your dreams and your manifestations come from. This is also a time of clarifying missions and boundaries and structure and committing to consistency over novelty. A little boredom now and then can be good because it's not chasing the newest or the flashiest thing, but it is having that stability and consistency. This is also a time of embodying the version of yourself that you have been working on and is finally recognized as here and now. Let's talk about some of these other planetary influences in January of 2026. I mentioned Pluto. Pluto moves deeper into Aquarius energies that's shaping generational and collective change. The shift is now underway. Power is realigning, and in the coming months, we'll see this imprint more visibly in systems, communities, certainly technology, and our consciousness. Saturn in Pisces, this is promoting spiritual discipline and discernment. It encourages us to build our dreams on foundations of inner clarity and our emotional maturity. Now, Jupiter helps to amplify the call to self-expression and heart-led leadership, but its true strength emerges when held securely within the energy of all the other planets. Neptune and Pisces, this is about dream frequencies remain high. This month calls for balance between visionary inspiration and grounded discernment. This is the universe pushing us to avoid illusion and to trust the unseen. Uranus is in Taurus, and it doesn't officially go direct until February 3rd, but it starts its movement, and we can start to feel the socio-material shocks, the financial shifts, the changes in how we value the earth. This is the undercurrent that may surprise us or catch us unprepared for challenges in this area. And Mars is in Sagittarius early in the month, and that supports bold initiation. But by mid or late January, Mars enters Capricorn, and that provides the additional stamina that we need to follow through and to develop those foundations even stronger. So the alchemy of January 2026 lies in weaving together bold vision, the things that we've been dreaming about and waiting at the gate to take off for, and our steady foundations that are needed to fulfill these dreams. It's also about the emotional integrity and structural resilience. Many of you have had huge changes over the last 9 years. From 2017 to 2025, that 9-year cycle was about deep release and healing on so many levels, including ancestral wounds and completing contracts and agreements. So we are more than ready to start, but we have to have a good, steady foundation. So summary, the energetic themes of January 2026 are about heart-led beginnings, being in the flow of things and not forcing things. Foundation before fiction, emotional sovereignty, soul purpose made practical, and courage to form new pathways. So January is not just a start. It is a consecration of purpose. Its energy demands we begin not by scattering, but by centering. So let's take a look at how January will impact each zodiac sign in January of 2026. And let's start with Aries. So the full moon in Cancer illuminates healing around family, home, and emotional roots. So the new moon in Capricorn then asks you to structure your goals so that they support your inner harmony. Your soul work this month is about anchoring ambition into your heart. You like to work in your head. So this is about coming from a place where your compass resides and in your heart. Your mantra is, I build outward from my peace. And Taurus, your voice, your learning, your belief systems awaken. The full moon may stir inner emotional themes. The new moon encourages you to give form to your most authentic ideas. And your soul work is speaking the truth because you've held silence for a very long time. Your mantra is, my words echo soul purpose. Gemini, partnerships and intimacy evolve. Cancer full moon brings revelations about emotional exchange, and Capricorn new moon plants seeds for shared vision and commitment. And your soul work this month is about aligning partnership with soul integrity. Your mantra is, in unity, freedom blooms. In Cancer, your season begins with illumination. The full moon is in your sign, so your heart speaks loudly. In fact, it might feel like it's screaming to you now. The new moon then guides you to structure your vision in more pragmatic form. Your soul work is claim your voice and structure your light. Your mantra is, I lead from heart and build in strength. And Leo, career and purpose beckon and call to you. The full moon may release old emotional burdens, but the new moon supports forming new career paths and aligning with your soul. Your soul work is marrying service with self-expression, finding that balance. And your mantra is, my work radiates love. And Virgo, your daily life, your health and rituals undergo huge transformation. Your full moon asks for emotional release in your routines, and new moon energy encourages adopting structure that serves your vision. Your soul work is healing through consistency, and your mantra is, my daily choices birth my destiny. And Libra, creativity, romance, and inner child journey rise to the surface. The full moon highlights what's held in your heart, and then the new moon comes along and encourages you to structure your expressions in integrity around that inner joy. Your soul work is letting joy have structure, and your mantra is, my creativity births new worlds. And Scorpio, finances and life force energies shift this month. The full moon may surface emotional blocks around abundance and your thought around financial security. And the new moon asks for restructuring of how you support and sustain your power. Your soul work is around reclaiming your value. And your mantra is, my worth aligns with my essence. Sagittarius, your inner world and home life demand attention. Cancer full moon calls for emotional belonging, and then the Capricorn new moon urges you to build a new inner sanctuary or a new inner temple. Your soul work is restoring sanctuary within, finding that peace and calm. Your mantra is, my inner roots anchor my ascent. And Capricorn, your identity and purpose are totally reborn. The full moon asks you to release ancestral or emotional burdens once and for all. And the new moon is your energetic rebirth, planting your new self. So your soul work is about rise into your divine authority. And your mantra is, I become who I was born to be. Aquarius, community, vision, and mission deepen. The full moon may bring emotional clarity in friendships, and then the new moon encourages founding new structures for collective impact. Your soul work is lead from soul resonance, and your mantra is my purpose uplifts many. And Pisces, communication, study, and healing expression activate for you this month. The full moon stirs what lies deep within, and the new moon builds framework for your spiritual voice. Your soul work is speak what the world needs to hear, and your mantra is my voice heals and guides. Now, January 2026 is more than a renewal. It truly is an initiation on so many levels. The full moon in Cancer calls you to feel, to release, and make peace with your heart's depths. This is a recalibration of the compass, which is our emotional center. Then the new moon in Capricorn asks you to act, to build, to secure, to structure, and align your vision with discipline. This month asks all of us to bridge the inner and the outer, to not get stuck in the past, but to let that wisdom come forward and let the heart wisdom inform action. This is the heart being the compass and the mental field being the action and the beliefs that carry us forward. This allows for purposeful structure to serve the soul. We're not launching into 2026 as naive beginners. We are grounded creators. We're wiser for what came before, what experiences we've had, what wisdom we've gathered. We are ready for what is now. So let your heart lead, let your steps follow with integrity, and let your dreams take shape in form. Let them be layered with love, rooted in vision, because January is the sacred hour of new birth. So may you step into it with courage, clarity, and unwavering light. I'm Laurie Wondra of Your Life Core, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you for listening to Messages from the Universe. For information about Laurie Wondra's current events or to schedule a private session, visit her website, yourlifecore.com. You can also subscribe to our monthly newsletter. Laurie also shares inspirational and informational messages on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening.